Here we have the first new release of 2024 Roadette Marker. But oddly enough, she's not from the first case of 2024. She's actually from case B. So the case A was continued for Mattel. Of course, last year, they just flat out canceled case A. This year, case A is MIA in a complete void. We have no idea where it is. It was supposed to hit stores around November 1st. Now, this case is ahead of schedule. It's not supposed to technically be out until December 1st. So it's getting messy, but I think it actually worked out for the best because there isn't a new car in case A. There are just a bunch of repackagings, not even any new title and variants. Of course, this case also gave us a new title and variant of Radiator Springs McQueen here, and a slew of other highly anticipated re-releases like Eric Breaker, Kevin Shiftright, Kevin Racingtire, and some other Piston Cup racers. So yeah, guys, of course, today we'll be reviewing Roadette Marker, the first new car. Get hyped, very exciting. Hopefully this hits stores across the world soon. So far, it's only been found in Australian stores, but that's definitely a good start and exactly what I predicted a few weeks ago. I said I bet the first sighting of anything 2024 will be in Australia like halfway through October, and sure enough, that's pretty much exactly what happened. So let's just take a gander here. I love the artwork for Roadette. Unfortunately, this expression does not translate to the diecast, but I, as you guys know, love when an expression's looking off to the side, and that's exactly what this one is. So if you don't know, they're just completely botching. Not really botching, but they are canning the Cars on the Road specific packaging for 2024 and standardizing everything back to the Red Riders. And by Red Riders, that's the red background of either the stadium or Radiator Springs Willys Butte, and the behind the blister, instead of being white like it was for the entirety of 2022, half of 2023, it will now be red behind the blister. So let me show you guys a couple of examples to talk you through it. So the Cars on the Road packaging obviously was like this. You have Adam Rodriguez. Now Adam Rodriguez will be released, as you can see on the back here, in this standardized packaging. They still do designate it as from Cars on the Road by the back, and that's what they've been doing for the last couple of years. This back corner will say as seen in Cars, Cars 2, or Cars 3, and now they could simply add Cars on the Road to that. Makes perfect sense, easy peasy. I get why they're doing this. A lot of people did like the Cars on the Road specific packaging, myself included, so it is kind of sad to see it go, but we had it for the end of 2022 and all of 2023, so I mean, as with many other packaging styles that they've used, it's just gone now. And by the red behind the blister, I mean like this. Instead of the white like we've had before, it'll just be red now. Not really sure why they started intermixing that with 2023 stuff, but they did. We won't have to worry about any more intermixing though. Everything in 2024 will have the red behind the blister. Now, as you can see, they are adding these new for 2024 snipes. Of course, this is what they did for all the Cars on the Road stuff. And they did a really good job of being consistent with it and not missing any, except for Breaker Boggs. But that one is slightly understandable because he was the only character not from Cars on the Road to be a new release, right? So it kind of threw them off. It's like a curveball. I understand it. Now, it will be interesting to see how consistent they are with this going forward. Now, international cards lack that because it's way too much to translate on the front there. So if you're in another country, don't expect that to be there. It still might. You might get English packaging, but that's typically not there for international packaging. But yeah, will they miss that? Will they release something new that doesn't have the snipe? Will they include the snipe on something that isn't new? I'm very interested to see how that pans out for the rest of the year. Now in the back, I think a lot of people will be happy about the Cars on the Road releases that they are bringing right back. They're turning right around from 2023 and giving us a bunch of them again. No one cares about Road Trip McQueen. Mallory Carhut's been one of the most abundant new releases of all time, and that's a good thing, I guess, but she's in both Walmart versions of the cases she's in, K and L. Target got in case L, so there's 3 opportunities in the US to get her. Of course, internationally it's different. There's, even more opportunities because internationally, like in Australia and in the UK, they actually got full case Ks. The United States did not get any full case Ks. Now, Mattel, pretty rare, but not crazy rare. I'd say Am Rodriguez out of these 6 is definitely the rarest. He's making a reappearance in case M, the final case of the year for 2023, but still, he'll be hard to get, and this will help with that. Cryptobuster Mater ended up being one of the rarest releases of the year, sneakily, because Walmart never put him in any of their cases, and none of the cases he was in ended up at Target. So it's kind of a double whammy. I kind of overlooked him in that case rant video I did a couple weeks ago. Just because he's a variant, you don't really think that he's going to be so rare, but yeah, he is up there with Westphalanthropus, absolutely. Pitstoposaurus, not going to be rare, but definitely higher tier than Mallory Carhut, a higher tier than Nile Speedcone or Breaker Boggs, for sure. But Pitties, that's just kind of how it goes with them. Anyways, I'll be right back with Toadette here all opened up. Yeah, I said Toadette because whenever I think and see Roadette Marker, I think of Toadette from the Mario games, like the Mario character Toadette. Like it's, I know like it's, a real name, not Toadette or anything like that, but there are names that have at the end, like Yvette, I guess, is an example of that. I'm not really sure who she's named after in terms of Pixar employees. I bet she's named after somebody though, so let me know in the comments section below. All right, so a lot of people hate her expression here. I don't mind it really at all. I think it's totally fine. It's dopey. It's distanced. I mean, she doesn't really look like she's there. It looks like she's just going through the motions, like wake up at 5 a.m., go to work, rinse and repeat. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And maybe that's accurate. She's going to work at the circus. She's not loving it. And yeah, I mean, it's very in line with what we've seen from a lot of these clowns before, especially Greebles, the larger eyes and kind of the dopey look. I would say Claire Gunz'er has the, best expression of them all, but I think it looks really good. Like, I don't have any complaints about the expression. Of course, I wish it was looking off to the side, like the card art illustrates, but it's you can't, beggars can't be choosers. Let's just say that. Now, Walmart. Let's start that one again. Now, Mattel already took a stab at this character in the Mini Racers line last year. She was in a single, I believe. Yeah, she was a single. I don't think she snuck in a 3-pack. And so it made a lot of sense that she'd be coming as a single or as a 155 scale diecast imminently. In fact, when I got all the case information, you guys might remember this. I was looking at the 2-pack case with Hallam Haynes. I knew Hallam Haynes was in the pack, but the other car was just Clown, okay? And so obviously if I was a smart person, which clearly I wasn't, I was like, yeah, it has to be a re-release. So, there's only a few to pick from. Greebles, Kelly Beambright, or Claire Gunz'er were pretty much the only options. It ended up being Claire Gunz'er. I was feeling hopeful and optimistic that it was going to be this one, Roadette, right? And that's who I put in the thumbnail even. Like, I took a humongous swing. I was wrong, very much so. But still, though, imminently, just we had to wait another 3 months for her, and here she is. They gave her a completely different expression than the Mini, and that's a really cool thing, I think. I love when they give a Mini a completely different expression from the 155 scale diecast. It feels like you're kind of getting 2 different versions of her, and you are, but it feels better. It feels a little bit more innovative. They did that with Suki as well, who's the same model as Roadette, and we'll get into that. But yeah, she's got like the little eyebrows on the roofs right there, the roof. Kind of odd, those 2 black bulges, but looks good. I love the hood outline here. Like, it's very sharp and crisp. She's a nice creamy white color. I honestly don't mind her expression at all. I don't know what everyone's talking about. But yeah, frowning instead of smiling. Let's take a closer look. Let's dive in a little bit more here. So she's one of the swirly clowns. Of course, there are 2 groups of clowns in the Showtime episode of Cars on the Road. The swirlies and the teal metallics. Now, you can call them whatever you want. Obviously, those aren't official names. But my theory is that all the pink swirlies, and I think someone commented this, maybe, I'm sorry if you did, and I'm stealing your idea, but all the pink swirlies are females, and all of the teal metallic ones like Holm Haynes and the plain are males. And I think that actually has roots in like real circuses and how the uniforms and the costumes work. I mean, so far it's holding true. Roadette, Claire, Kelly Beambright, the Pity, who's unnamed, and Greebles, which could really swing either way. So we're just going to say that's going to be a female. And so, yeah, I think until proven wrong, we can make that assumption. I know a lot of people, especially Trunkfish Green 34, is going to argue with that. But right now, can't be proven wrong. Now, I do want to show Roadette in the show because that's what we do here. I almost forgot about it because I was so excited. But yeah, she appears, she pops up a couple times in the episode. Obviously doesn't really speak. You know, she cheers, I guess. But yeah, just a background character, which is what we're used to at this point. Now let's take a look at the spoiler on her roof here, which is, you know, really nice actually. It's, you know, a piece of plastic, but it's bright yellow and just looks good. Love the polka dots on the roof, which I honestly wasn't expecting. We only have seen polka dots one other time. Actually, no, a couple other times. But yeah, on Claire Gunz'er, they're on the back. And on Kelly Beambright, they're on the roof. But hers almost look more like beans. These definitely are a little bit more circular. Now, oh my goodness, guys. Believe it or not, Mattel made a humongous goof. Or maybe this is intentional. Let's before we accuse Mattel of making one of the worst, most embarrassing mistakes on the diecast line. I mean, they've made so many mistakes, whether it be not including side view mirrors on Corey Turbowets, whether it be completely miscoloring Holly Shiftwell, you know, whether it be completely misnaming cars, you know, whatever it may be, like calling Jay with VR headset Sadib with VR headset. Okay, they've made a lot of mistakes. This, by far, would be the worst. Putting the license plate upside down. Like, how do you mess that up? And this is not just mine. It's on everyone's, okay? Like, don't think mine's in error. I wish, trust me, I wish it's not. Everyone's like this until they maybe switch it. Now, I do, like I said, I want to give Mattel a chance. Maybe it's supposed to be like this. This is a circus after all. Not everything is as it seems. Maybe her license plate is supposed to be upside down. There are a couple of glimpses at license plates throughout the episode, and I think it would be, you know, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and look at it after I record this and see maybe if we can spot hers. I doubt it, but I do remember, you know, I've analyzed these episodes many times, and I've seen, you know, the license plates pop up. Like, of course, we know Claire Gunz'er has one, and it is straight. So that's a knock against Mattel. That's not a great look. And Kelly's is straight. That's not a great look for Mattel. And, yep, Greebles is perfectly straight as well. So right now it's looking surely like Mattel made a humongo error. But I will give it a chance in the episode. And I probably will end up tweeting at Mattel or somebody just because it is really bad. And they have to know. Like, somebody has to know. Like, you know, as good collectors, we're not just going to be suckers and buy and buy and buy. I mean, obviously, is this like a deal breaker? I mean, probably not for you to buy this, but like, that's bad, dude. That's bad. Whose job was this to make sure the license plate was upright? Oh my God. If this was an actual mistake, I mean, you know what? It's not quite as bad because let's think back to the van with sticker incident in 2010 when they go ahead and release Chase, rare Chase van with stickers, and only about 2.5% to 5% of all the van with quote-unquote stickers actually had the sticker. That's pretty bad too, right? That's probably worse than this, actually. So, you know, let's just say it's their worst mistake in the last 14 years. So, good job, Mattel. Anywho, the license plate looks to say maybe California CO9-16F. So again, probably someone's birthday and initials who work at Mattel. I don't know though. I mean, does Pixar supply enough imagery that includes the license plate and so they can't make it up? I don't know. Like, it's something really interesting and hopefully I can learn one day. But yeah, right now we're all just guessing. But yeah, I mean, she's got a great design. Like, I think this is a really great release to start off the year. The license plate is a joke. Undeniably so. So she was made S35 the 35th week of this year at the A factory in Thailand. And now, yeah, I mean, wait a second. I was like, wait, I have a big brain idea. Is the Mini Racer license plate upside down? And yeah, it is. The Mini, I know it's going to be super hard to see, but the Mini Racer's license plate is also upside down. That's super interesting. That adds a little bit of another layer, another level to this controversy. I'm definitely going to make a tweet or something about it. Like, there's no way that's supposed to be like that. Like, that is crazy to me. I cannot get over that. But yeah, there you go. Roadette Marker. Now, Roadette Marker is certainly not unique in terms of model. She follows a long lineage of this model. Very iconic model at this point. It's like a mini car with the devil horns or the spoiler, whatever you want to call it, on the roof there. Super unique spoiler. You have Suki here, the first of them all. And yeah, look at that. She's got a great expression and honestly, almost the same as what Roadette had on the card. Now, of course, this Suki is from China and Suki has been released from Thailand. So this isn't, a perfect comparison, but either way, it is pretty similar. And there are differences here in the model, although at the end of the day, yeah, there are differences in the model. Like, I think some of this boarding here, like this plaid section, is plastic. Yeah, especially back here. But of course, this is still metal. So it is a different model. These are the Japanese Tokyo Japanese tuner girls, whatever you want to call it. And so they have like this, low rider vibe that of course Roadette doesn't have because she's not like that. But at the end of the day, like, they are pretty much the same. Some differences though, they're lacking the headlights, so it's not a complete carbon copy, slightly different shape. The second one was Harumi, released as a single in 2013. Suki got released as a single first in 2012, and then again, and then again, and again, and again. All four of these, minus Ichigo, who we'll get to, so the three of them, were released and have been and are continuing being released like crazy. Like, if you were to tally outside of main characters and Radiator Springs Townies and Jackson Storms, like, who's gotten the most releases since 2010, Suki would be up there. I mean, Timothy Two-Stroke, Matthew True Blue McCrew, Harumi Chisaki, they are all up there. Absolutely. So yeah, Harumi, here you go. She was released from Thailand in 2021. Chisaki here, of course, has gotten a Thailand release as well several times. Maybe just 2 times, but I know she was released in 2022. And I think she was released, maybe that was her first and only time. Could be wrong. I mean, I don't keep track of the minutia like this because they are, like I said, released so many times. I mean, I could kind of give you an idea of every time they've been released. Chisaki was first released in a 2-pack with Yakuza in 2013. I think she got a single release the year following. I think she got another single release in the following 2 years, because they kept doing the Tuner series over and over again. So they kept getting released and over, and they never were in any more 2-packs after that first one there with Yakuza. That was the only time where any of them ended up in a 2-pack. So it's kind of interesting breaking down the lore of them. Maybe I'll do a video, but would anyone watch that? But yeah, I mean, I like them all. Of course, you have another one with the expression off to the side. And then, of course, you have Ichigo, who was one of the last chases to be released in 2013. And honestly, one of the last chases forever, right? Because they stopped doing those a couple more years after that. And she's my favorite. And that might be biased because of her rarity and exclusivity. But she's got freaking strawberries on there. Like, what the hell you want me to do? Like, of course she's going to be my favorite, even though red's my favorite color. Anyways, there you guys have it. Now is your job to let me know who is your favorite clown that Mattel has released so far. Obviously, we have a lot more to go. I can tease you maybe a little bit. I bet, let's just say you're a betting man. Would you bet we're going to get more clowns this year? I mean, if I was a betting man, I would definitely probably say, yeah, we would get some more clowns this year. I mean, it's just, I would say it's minus 500. We're getting more clowns today, in terms of Vegas odds, I think. Yeah. So there you have it. My favorite clown is Claire Gunz'er still. I like Greebles too a lot. I think the bias, the recency bias in Claire is worn off, especially after seeing her so many times. Like, almost every store I go to has a Claire Gunz'er. Now, granted, almost every store I go to also at one point had a Greebles, so there's that too. And almost every store I go to also has these two, Maypillar Durab and K-Pillar Durab. So at the end of the day, the clowns are super unpopular. I mean, I also see a lot of Holm Haynes. I mean, obviously that kind of goes hand in hand with Claire Gunz'er because they're married in a 2-pack together. Not actually married canonically, but you know what I'm saying. All right, thank you for watching. Think about that license plate thing. You're probably going to see like a rageful tweet in the next like 48 hours from me, just so I could, you know, tell the world, Mattel, how could you have screwed up this bad, right? And I'm sorry, I love you, Mattel. You know I do. I mean, I buy your stuff like crazy, okay? But I got to tell it how it is. Like, you just can't be putting license plates upside down like that, all right? Bye now.